Hi everyone, welcome to Ask an Armourer. My name's Kia and today I'm going to be showing you the second part of my process for diagnosing an epee that you don't have any information about, or just generally doing a maintenance checkup. Say you're going to a tournament and you'd like to make sure it works. In this video, I'm going to do the evaluation with a test box. I've linked the first step of this, which is just the visual examination, down below, and these two together really provide me with all of the information that I need in order to determine if my epee is in good shape or what repairs I might need to do. So for this, all you're going to need is the epee in question, a body cord that you know works so that doesn't muddle the test at all, and in my case I'm going to actually just go ahead and use my multi-ended octopus cable, as it's just what I have on hand and it's what I typically end up using anyways, so I can easily switch between any of the three ends for whatever it is that I'm looking at. And then you're also just going to need a test box. I'll be using this older style one from Absolute, but any of them work so long as you're comfortable with it and know what the outputs mean. Finally, you'll also want a epee weight and a set of the epee tip gauges so that you confirm that weight and gauge tests are okay. Finally, if you want, you can have a notebook and pen on hand to make note of anything that you find. This I find is most useful if I'm working on a few different things at once and want to do all of the diagnostics first and then all of the repairs, but it's up to you if you'd like to have it. It can be handy, or if you're just working on one, you might not need it. So the first thing that you're going to do is plug your epee into the test box. Now, based on the circuit of an epee that I have talked about before in another video, the light should stay off on your box at this point. If you do see a light at all at this stage, it means that you've got some grounding issue somewhere, and you'll need to make note of that and find out what's happening with that one. There's a few different reasons that could be happening. I'll detail that later. But for now, the light's off and nothing else seems to be happening. You're in good shape to start going on. So if the first plug-in seems to be going okay, the light is off, the next step is to make sure my epee is actually working. So what I'm going to do, not going to check anything else, is I'm just going to depress the tip and make sure that the light does come on and hold steady so long as I depress the tip. And then I release. The tip should move nice and easily, as we've already discussed before, and once again the light is off and there's no other lights flickering at me. So once I am satisfied that this base state is achieved, then I'm going to go on to check the rest of it. Now, if at this point the light does not come on when you depress the tip, it could mean a few things. It could mean that inside the barrel is dirty, it could mean that there's a problem with the contact spring, or there could be a problem in the wire, just to name a few. Again, I'll detail how to determine all of those in a different video, but for now, you can just look for all of that. So now that I know that my base state is satisfied, I'm going to go ahead and check the weight and gauges. I've detailed this process much more fully, along with an explanation of what these tests are actually looking for, in a different video that I've linked below. So first I'm going to take my 750 gram epee weight, gently place it on the tip, depress it. Excuse me, princess, excuse me. Depress it, the light comes on, release it, the light goes off, and we're good. If when you release the weight, the light didn't go back off and therefore the weight was just sitting at the depressed stage, you would make a note that you need to replace the weight spring. However, since we're good on that, we can move on to the gauge test. So first use the large one, and I'm just going to make sure that it slots nicely between the top of the button and the barrel. If yes, great, we can move on. If not, you're going to need to replace that tip. And now we're going to take the smaller one, same thing, slot it in, and depress the tip. The light does not go on, as it shouldn't, so we're good on that. I always like to just try a couple angles to make sure my contact spring is nice and straight. Things are in there, so we're good. If at any point the light had gone on though while the tip is depressed with the smaller gauge in it though, you know that you have an issue with the contact spring that you'll need to address later on. Once we've checked the state of the tip and springs, it's time to move on and check the state of the wire. So to do this, again, make sure that you can see your test box clearly, depress the tip, and then go ahead and bend the blade back and forth. The light should stay smoothly and easily on this entire time. You shouldn't see any flickering, nor should you see the second light come on. Because basically I am just forcing the wire into different positions, imitating what would happen to it in an actual bout. And any time that the light flickers, either the one light flickering on and off or the second light flickering on and off, means that somewhere along the length of this, there is a slight break in the insulation on the wire. It could be that the barrel needs to be tightened, it could be that the wires have gotten crossed, it could be that there's just some dirt in the tip, it could be a variety of things, but you'll need to make sure that all of that looks good, or else your blade will probably fail for you very soon. And that's it. If everything looks good at this point using your test box, then this blade is all set to go for competition, and if things haven't worked out to be the base states that you expect, you can make a note of those and move on to diagnosing the actual root cause behind the problem and the symptoms that you're seeing. So there you go. That is how you do a general maintenance checkover or an investigation of an epee that you think is broken but you're not entirely certain how, using the test box. All of the information that you gather here, coupled with the information that you got in the visual check of the epee, should give you a pretty clear idea of where the issue is and how to approach fixing it. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please be sure to like and subscribe, and as always, if you have any questions, comments, or other topics you'd like me to cover, let me know down below. See you in the next one. Bye.